Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Prior to tonight's public meeting, the board met in executive session to discuss information and strategy related to contractual or labor relations matters. The board also reviewed with counsel information or strategy in connection with pending litigation matters. Mrs. Anuzik, will you please call the roll?
Mrs. Cooper.
Here.
Ms. Dad.
Here.
Ms. Finley.
Here.
Mr. Frank.
Here.
Mr. Good.
Here.
Mr. Hamilton.
Here.
Dr. Hasselkorn.
Here.
Mrs. Lynch.
Here.
Ms. Sitch.
Here.
9 members present.
Thank you. Dr. Reljak, I see we have no guests tonight.
No guests tonight.
Okay. Fox Chapel Leadership Council, we don't have anyone for that. Do you have a superintendent's report?
I have just a brief superintendent's
Okay.
report. First of all, I want to congratulate. We have 3 teams that did well last week, and we are going to be hosting a lot of playoffs tomorrow. Actually, our field hockey, Fox's field hockey team in Class 2A will play Hershey High School at 3:00 p.m. here at Fox Chapel Area High School. The boys soccer team won on Friday night, and so they will play Central York High School at 5 p.m. And our girls soccer team persevered through the rain on last Wednesday night. It was pouring, and they won, and they will play Harbor Creek High School at 7 p.m. So it's been a joy to watch them in the playoffs, and they are moving on to the state level competition, so we want to congratulate them. The second thing I would like to do is to congratulate our high school students who hosted the Boo Bash. It's put on by our National Honor Society and friends. I know many of our board members were able to be there as well, and our community, our educators that helped, our staff. A lot of our first responders were there with Touch-a-Truck and goodie bags as well. It was a fantastic event. We estimate that we had 1,800 people come through, which is a lot larger than we had expected, so that's the estimate. And I also want to thank the generosity of our community. Through donations, our community raised $2,000 that was donated to Backpack for Hunger, and there were also 2 huge pallets of food that were donated to Backpacks for Hunger and other local food banks. Great. So thank you to this community for that generosity, and thank you to our students for making a really fun night. There were some great costumes, there was a lot of fun and a lot of games. And then the last thing I would like to say thank you to is to our Rotary. The Fox Chapel Rotary purchased peace poles for all of our schools. So there are white poles outside in the main areas of all 6 of our schools. On them, they say, "May peace prevail over the earth," in 6 different languages. This is an international effort from Rotary. There are over 250,000 peace poles in the world, including one that's underwater in Aruba. We now have 6 peace poles representing our district, and they are all added to a map to show where they are. I want to congratulate our students and staff. The students did dedication ceremonies at each of the schools. I know a few people were able to attend those ceremonies. Some of our Rotary were able to attend, and I was able to attend some, and it was really fun. I think the best part for our students was the very large pair of scissors that we purchased so they could cut the ribbon. I'd never seen a pair of scissors that large, but our kids were very excited. And what was also very heartwarming is to see students afterwards going over and reading languages that they speak and showing their friends that. And so it was very heartwarming. It's a great act of generosity. Each one of those poles had a cost to it, and the Rotary was generous to give that to us. Our facilities team installed them, and we thank them, and we appreciate all of those that supported it. So that's all for my report tonight. Ms.
Great,
Dad.
thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Giuffre, Solicitor's Report?
No report this evening.
Okay, well, we don't need a motion yet. We will need next week to approve the minutes from the regular business meeting from October 13th, 2025, and the special meeting on October 28th. Does anyone have any questions or comments about that? Okay, next is our first public comment period. I assume we don't have anybody? No. All right, thank you. On to old business, the academic committee report, Mrs. Cooper.
Yes, the Board Academic Committee met on October 14th. The committee received an update on the K through 5 English Language Arts committee work, heard from educators who are participating in the work, and learned about the pilot program that will be implemented during this school year. At the committee's request, the district provided longitudinal information about the district's pre-kindergarten program and heard from the educator for the class. The district also provided an update on the SPIRE intervention program.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions?
I'm curious about the take-homes from the pre-K longitudinal study or review. Like what were was it related to enrollment?
We talked a bit about enrollment and then also like how many students are still in the district, what schools they've come from within our district, and then some test scores throughout and where they've fallen.
It was a really small group, so it's sort of
Yeah.
hard to make big conclusions based on that, but all signs were really positive.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
neat. Okay, small in terms of like the number of students in per year. I have no sense for.
I think there's 25 in a class, but we ran to
And then how many
about
actually
20
are
per
retained
year
through the-
still in our district.
Okay, neat. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions?
I just wonder how long has that program been in existence?
It's
Do we know?
5 years, 6
So
years.
Since
2019, 2020 was the first school year.
Wow.
The current students are in 5th grade. The first class is currently in 5th grade. That's why we asked for kind of an update now that we have that range.
All right. Next, governance committee report, Mr. Frank.
The Board Governance Committee will meet later this week on November 5th, 2025 at 6 p.m. in the lower level of the district administrative offices. The agenda includes the board operation guideline 004 and also filling a board vacancy, as well as various policies from the 100, 300s, 700s, and 900 sections.
Any questions or comments for the governance committee? All right, projects and planning, Ms. Sitch.
Yes, the Board Projects and Planning Committee met on October 21st, 2025. The committee received an update on the ongoing district-wide facilities projects, including the Hartwood HVAC and playground replacement, the Fairview windows and playground replacement, and the high school tennis courts, all of which appear on tonight's agenda, and the high school stadium lights. The committee then reviewed the current overview of the 2024-2025 annual financial report and an updated multi-year capital projects working document. I'll embellish this just a little bit by saying that 2024-25 AFR, once again, like a remarkably like small variance. Why is everybody laughing?
It's great.
Okay, good. Really small variance, and there's like a lot of smiling happening. But like it's a testament to Ms. Polishak's continued excellence, and we're grateful for her service. And I'll say too that members of the community might note that it looks as though we're underspent in that year. That's largely due to a shift in calendar year of some of our capital projects. So we know that happens. It looks like a bubble, but those funds are dedicated. So I think that's really important to emphasize. And then, yeah, and we look forward to also the 5-phase capital projects plan that we've all alluded to in previous years. This is a working draft. It exists, but it is responsive to the Cyclone Energy Report, which the committee was happy to see. That was all.
Thank you. Any questions or comments?
I asked this, also realizing I might be jinxing it or cursing it. The timeline for the tennis court project?
It's actually on this agenda for approval, to approve the bid that we received. And then it has to wait for, it's weather specific, so it will likely
Okay.
be in the spring after tennis season into
Okay.
the summer, so.
I believe it was August 1st was the anticipated
Yes.
finish date.
I'm sure folks will be very excited to use that.
Any other questions? Okay, moving on to new business. Mrs. Lynch, could you please read the facilities and transportation?
Yep. Next week, I will be moving on 2 items. Number 1, award of contract high school tennis court renovations project. Accept the bid and approve to award a contract as attached to the bidder listed below on the Fox Chapel Area High School Tennis Court renovations project, conditioned upon the contractor completing their post-bid award documents. This was reviewed and recommended by the Fox Chapel Area School Authority to VSNH Construction Company LLC for the general construction contract with a base bid amount of $567,324.14. And item number 2, change orders for Hartwood Elementary School's HVAC project. Approve change orders GC 005 at a cost of $3,192, GC 006 at a cost of $33,264.32, PC 004 at a cost of $8,084.72, HC 003 at a cost of $6,636.48, HC 004 at a cost of $3,395.18, and HC 005 at a cost of $165,980 as attached for the Hartwood Elementary School HVAC project. And these were also reviewed by and recommended by the Fox Chapel Area School Authority. So those are the 2 items I will be moving on.
Thank you. Any questions or comments on these items?
I just wanted to ask if we think we're done with the change orders at this point, and how's the project faring relative to budget, given that we've had a lot of change orders?
Sure. We are at the tail end of change orders. I'm not sure if we're completely finished, but this is the majority of the change orders. The project still has one more phase that will happen over a longer holiday break where we're switching out some electrical lines, and we just need a few days to be able to do that. And so I don't know that there will be a change order for that, but I wouldn't want to assume that everything goes perfectly. And we are actually about $1,000 over budget with these change orders. And used up the contingency. So it's actually rather close to what the contingency is. If we had not had the delay, a lot of the change orders are just the delay of the project for a year and the escalation of labor costs. So had we not had the delay, we would be well within the overall budget. And right now I think it's like 1,000 and some change over.
And I'll note again that a number of those were related to unforeseen conditions, so structural things that could not be seen until the point of discovery. So, and those were well documented. The authority board does go through those line by line and checks them against sort of the acceptable conditions for change orders.
And I will say that there are some larger ones on this, and those are specifically result of a delay in the escalation of labor costs. So about 207,000 of these are for that. The others are for those unforeseen conditions that just are part of a construction project.
That was the pushing it off by 1 year.
Yes.
A $1,000 difference on an $8 million plus contract is
56-day, $8 million plus
Yes.
project.
Yeah, that's a good point.
probably reasonable.
It is.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Was there anything about the lighting bids? Because I think the authority recommended, but is it delayed?
Yes, that still may appear for the voting meeting. We're not sure. There was just trying to get the paperwork to be all in agreement. Didn't get finished by the time that the public document had to go out. And so we didn't want to put something on that wasn't completed. So that is just doing the final checks and balances to make sure it reflects the project accurately.
Right. Because I think it was like a conditional recommendation.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Mr. Hamilton, will you please read the finance items?
Yes, we have 5 items to approve next week. We'll have the fund disbursements from Fund 10 in the amount of $9.6 million for October 2025. We'll have the disbursements from Capital Reserves, Fund 31, in the amount of $418,000 for October. We'll have the finance report for September to approve and acknowledge. We have the student activities financial reports for 2025-2026 middle school and high school student activity financial reports, and we have athletic bids to award athletic bids. One is athletic supplies for BSN Sports LLC for $1,239.21. We have Century Sports Incorporated, $4,558.74. MFAC LLC, $3,441, and Natale Sporting Goods, $86.27.20.
Thank you. Any questions or comments on these items? Okay. Mrs. Cooper, will you please read the instruction items?
Yes, I'll be moving on 6 items next week. The first is to approve the professional development proposal as attached from Kurtz Works LLC, Eric Kurtz, for the school district for professional development services during the 25-26 school year at a cost not to exceed $19,500. This is a new service. The second, we have 2 MOUs with the Allegheny Intermediate Unit. One is to approve it regarding the TransPerfect AI portal translation as attached between the district and the AIU to provide access to written translation through an AI portal to support non-English speaking parents and families effective on or around January 5th, 26 at a cost of $500. This is a renewal of services. And the second is to approve a telephone interpretation services as attached between the district and the AIU to provide telephone voice interpretation for non-English speaking parents and families effective February 10th, 26 through February 9th, 27 at a cost of $120 plus additional costs for other services as needed. This is a renewal of services. Number 3 is to ratify the college and high school agreement between the school district and Westmoreland County Community College for the period of July 1, 25 through July 1, 28. This is a new partnership. Number 4, to ratify the college and high school program agreement as attached between the school district and the community college Beaver County for the period of July 1, 25 through June 30, 26. This is also a new partnership. Number 5 is to ratify accepting the quote as attached from Renaissance Learning, Inc. to pilot FastBridge subscription and services and educational assessment platform that provides universal screening and progress monitoring for students in reading, math, and social emotional behavior effective September 1, 25 through August 31st, 2026 at a cost of $1,975 and authorize the administration to accept the quote. This is a new service and there's no obligation to continue at the end of the pilot term. Number 6 is the following, a group of students here are eligible for mid-year graduation, subject to final approval by the high school lead principal.
Thank you. Any questions or comments on these 6 items?
For the professional development contract, I think I'd like to hear a little bit more about that, some context for the public to understand how we came to land on this topic, this person. And then secondly, some more about specific outcomes we're hoping to accomplish with that training and how the board can then hear feedback or evidence of impact once that contract's completed.
Sure. So the district is working this year to really focus on its use of artificial intelligence. And I should say maybe instead of saying use, it's understanding and then its potential use for not only productivity but also for educational purposes, as well as helping our students to learn more about artificial intelligence. It's been a multi-year sort of build to this moment, and it's being informed by a district's AI leadership cohort, and that AI leadership cohort is made up of educators who volunteered to be part of it, as well as some administrators, and actually we have some students, especially out of the superintendent student cabinet, that will be weighing in on items throughout as well, and they have in the past. The AI leadership cohort is looking at multiple opportunities for our district as a whole to engage in better understanding of artificial intelligence and then safe use of it. And we're looking to do that in collaboration with our educators and do that as a school community. So at the beginning of the year, there was a kickoff with our secondary educators for a number of things to talk about artificial intelligence, because What we have found, and it was feedback we received from our students, is that some people were using a lot of ideas and talking about artificial intelligence in their classrooms, and others were not. And so in order to make sure that we have sort of a level playing field for all of our students, as well as for all of our staff, some are very comfortable and some need a little more guidance with it, we want to work collaboratively. So there was a small team that interviewed multiple people and researched a number of different people that may be able to assist us with providing some professional development and some guidance on a bigger scale so that they are able to look at trends that are happening not only regionally but a little more nationally. And the group of administrators recommended Eric Kurtz. Dr. McCommons and I then met with him as well as, and vetted him as well, and we agreed with their recommendation. And so what you see in the price quote is essentially that he would provide 3 on-site professional developments and then some pre-planning meetings. And these are going to be co-created, so it's not just that we're picking out of a professional development catalog. We're going to be doing some assessments of what our educators need through our leadership cohort. We're going to hopefully train a cadre of educators to be have a deeper understanding of artificial intelligence, and then to be able to help support that activity and outreach within their spheres of influence in their buildings. And so we just had the first planning meeting scheduled. We are still in the process, so with approval then we will organize to be able to do these at multiple professional development days. This is being done in conjunction with some local efforts, as well as the district is hosting the Three Rivers Educational Technology Conference in January. We'll be hosting it for 2 years, and there's going to be a large focus on AI, and there's actually a conference within a conference there that all of our educators will be able to attend at no cost for our hosting. So this is the beginning of it, and as we co-create, then I'll continue to update the board as to what those are, and continue to be able to share, as well as our AI leadership cohort will be able to share within their buildings.
Now, is this more focused on student use, or is it also focused on teacher and professional use?
Both. Right now, it's much more focused on making sure that educators understand, as well as have the skills that they need in order to make educator decisions. And then we also are going to be helping our educators to be able to use it in inappropriate ways with our students. AI is never going to replace our teachers. It's never going to replace what we do, but it can certainly enhance some things that we do. And we're already seeing some great case uses of AI in translation services and other things. And we want to build upon that, but we also want to make sure that it's not specific to just where you happen to be, what your class schedule is, that all of our educators are empowered to be able to contribute to that. And so this is going to be co-created in that way, so that the professional development is done in a way that honors where everybody's starting point is and helps to move us all forward.
Is this coming out of existing professional development funds or budgeted funds?
Sure. Right now, it is accounted for out of Title IIA funds. So, and those are to be released to the districts this year. It's just a 1-year contract, so they are accounted for in there. They are not yet released to the
The
district.
thing about professional development, though, is when you're looking at that line item cost for what we're paying the provider, it's actually larger than that because you're investing in the time of the teacher. So that's why I always am looking at professional development as a significant investment, and we need to make sure we have clear outcomes established before jumping into something new. I'm guessing this will be a multi-year agreement, because that seems to be the pattern that the district has used in the past.
Whether it is or not is yet to be determined. We know that professional development in a once and done, it is not effective in learning.
Exactly.
And so we do look at how do we scaffold professional learning over multiple years. Sometimes that's over multiple years it looks different. It may be using different people. There are outcomes that we have internally that we're still fleshing out for this. So your question is a great question about what are the outcomes of it. And the reason I want to make sure that that process of determining what the outcomes are for those is honored is because our educators are adding to that. It can't just be, you know, a few people sitting in a room. We really do need to listen so that we are meeting the needs and meeting people where they are, as well as being able to push it forward. We do have some people in some of our educators that are really helping to guide that effort, who have been already running voluntary professional learning in their buildings for people that just have an interest and want to learn. We do know that this is something that is really omnipresent right now in a lot of dialogue, and we want to make sure that we are equipping ourselves and our students in a way to use it responsibly and effectively instead of just being amused by a tool. It needs to be used for an educational purpose, not just to you know, create a picture and have fun.
How many educators and sort of what, can you give me a sense of like what kinds of educators will be involved in receiving?
Sure. I don't have the list in front of me, but I can certainly find that. I can get that information for next week. We asked all educators, we invited them to apply to be part of that leadership cohort. We're looking for representation across all of the levels, elementary, middle school, and high school, and from a variety of different subject areas and backgrounds. And I don't know the exact number. I know we were talking around 25 to 30, but I may have that erroneous. And so I'll find that out for you for next week.
Okay, so it is this leadership cohort that will
Yes,
be taking
yes.
the training. Okay. And then are you anticipating that this sort of training pathway, maybe the conference, are going to cycle back and inform our recently adopted AI use policy?
On the AI policy?
Yeah.
It very well may. I have a feeling that that AI policy is going to need to be updated on a regular basis just because everything changes so quickly. In fact, today I attended a few hours of the Global Leadership Forum that was in Pittsburgh. It's being put on by Penn State University as well as a number of other higher ed groups. I'll be there tomorrow for some of the day as well. And it was the talk of all of that was AI policy and how it's changing and morphing. And so I do think that that's going to be a policy we need to look at on a regular basis, at least annually, but it may be more quickly. We are lucky that we you know, are connected with a lot of other school districts who are also trying to solve the same problem in our region as to how to write responsible policies. And we're also working a little bit with Digital Promise. Dr. Hauer and I participated with them to do some model policy ideas about 2 years ago, and we're still benefiting from that work because Digital Promise is continuing to do that research and gathering of samples from across the country that are effective, and then also non-examples, things that just haven't worked in process.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
I wanted to jump to number 5. Is there anything else on that one, though? Sure. The FastBridge subscription, what kinds of screening will that provide?
So the FastBridge subscription is it's a system that's through Renaissance, and we already use Renaissance products. It's a system that was purchased by Renaissance that offers additional probes for progress monitoring, so curriculum-based measures for progress monitoring, and it offers many more probes than we have access to. And so there was a desire to pilot that to see if that would be helpful to us. One of the things when you're progress monitoring, you're doing that, you know, once a week, once every 3 weeks, depending on what the cadence is, and finding enough probes for students can sometimes be a challenge. And so this is just another bank of those. But we want to try it out before we say that it works and meets our needs. And so we were able to arrange for this pilot.
And we have to pay for the pilot usually?
We do pay for this pilot. It's a nominal fee, but there is some oversight with that with some of the data. And so you do pay for this pilot.
How long do we have access to the pilot?
Till the end of the school year.
So it'll start this month, next month?
If
or-
approved, yeah.
Okay.
Typically, when I pilot new software that they're trying to sell me, I get it for free.
Yeah. It's a good point.
I appreciate that. That's not always the case in education. Sometimes it is and sometimes it is not. We also have paid a little bit for Linkit and some of the other software.
What grades would this be for?
It's primarily going to be for our elementary grades. We're going to be using it at Kerr Elementary.
And, okay. How does it complement or supplement STAR testing?
This is not it's a progress monitoring measure. It's not an assessment like a benchmark assessment like STAR is. Progress monitoring are quick probes that you give that might take 1 minute to 3 minutes with a student on a specific skill. that they have had an intervention in. And so we're looking to use it so that we have more prompts to be able to assess and see if it meets our needs. Does it show the growth? Does it give us the information that we need or not? That progress monitoring is often required for students who have an IEP, but it's also good practice when you're intervening with any student to do regular progress monitoring with them.
So it's mainly for intervention, not for the mainstream
Correct.
curriculum?
Correct. This won't be used by every student.
So does
What does universal screening mean in this case? Because that kind of implies like the masses to screen for needs.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your question.
It says it provides universal screening and progress monitoring. I mean, my understanding of universal screening is it would screen like the masses to figure out if there are needs identified.
It uses what we do already with our STAR for the universal screening, from what I understand, and then it gives us the progress monitoring that matches it. So the universal screening we already have in place is what I understand. And I can check on that with the, I did ask them
I'd be
quite a
curious
bit.
about that.
And so this in no way would sort of modify the testing burden experienced by elementary school students. This is intended to provide the tools under an existing regimen of assessment.
It's intended, yes, it's not to change that assessment just yet. It's to provide tools to know if our interventions are moving students, are meeting the students' needs, or if they need to be adjusted. And just to be clear, progress monitoring already occurs, and it occurs in all of our elementary schools. This is just a different tool that may prove to be a little bit more of a streamlined opportunity and has more probes, which sometimes you run out of probes with a student, and you're not you have to find probes to match, and this may give us a better bank.
Right, yeah, I think that's important when someone hears more probes, they want to make sure they're not being probed more often.
No,
right?
no, and that is not the case. That is a
that's
good clarification.
Perfect, thank you.
So does Renaissance like have a unique system that they have developed, or are they using like ones that are already out there, tested, available, or are these like their own?
I believe FastBridge was a company that they acquired.
Okay.
Any other questions?
If we could just step quickly back to items 3 and 4. I love college and high school programs. I think that's brilliant. That's really awesome. I guess my question was, do we evaluate these providers based on the likelihood that those credits will transfer if they matriculate to a 4-year institution?
Yes, we look for places. So in Pennsylvania, community college credits transfer to just about every Pennsylvania state school. And students at the end of the day are responsible to make sure that they transfer to their chosen school. We help them with that, of course. But we are looking at diversifying the college and high school opportunities for our students because the more choices, the better. Right now, we have a total of 22 courses for college and high school. And their prices range from $225 to $470 a course, depending on which course and where they are from. Some of the courses that we're looking at, there isn't a specific set of courses that we have identified yet for WCCC, or Westmoreland County Community College, or the Community College of Beaver County. Some of them may be that it's some courses that are already offered for college and high school, and students will have a choice of multiple schools that they can earn credit through for the same course. That sometimes is the case, and then there could be others. If the board chooses to approve these agreements, that'll then open up the opportunity for our high school to really work and map out those courses accordingly. Our goal is to give students as many opportunities as possible, so if one course could count for college and high school for 3 colleges, then it gives a student and their family choice as to which college they want to apply the credits and sign up for, if they wish to.
Outstanding.
Yeah, I've been a big fan for a while of
Yes.
this model. We've talked about it on academic committee. I did look, when I was looking, it did kind of say like courses that the high school has identified. So that was kind of my question, because I know when we look at some of the other ones we have agreements with, it's like Spanish 5. You know, it's not like courses that every student would be taking, that their major would, you know, some of your maths, literature courses, those things. Are we looking more towards that, those kind of basic classes that most students it would be a value to knock out in a community college during high school?
Sure.
Yeah.
We are always looking at that, and how it works is that, our school counselors have to work with the colleges
Right.
and with our administrators to map out the syllabus for the course and make sure that it meets the needs and all of the requirements that
Yeah.
each college has. Right now, we have everything from accounting to psychology, modern European history, Spanish and German and Latin courses, calculus, statistics. So it will likely be courses that are accessed more regularly by sophomores, juniors, and seniors, and primarily juniors and seniors. But we want to diversify as much as possible. And in fact, later this week, Dr. McCommons and I are meeting with, I think it's this week, are meeting with our high school team to talk about they sort of have a vision moving forward, and we're going to start to
great.
flush that out a little bit more.
Yeah, I think it's a great direction to go in.
Are there other schools other than community colleges that participate in these programs? I mean, it would seem like community colleges are an amazing benefit to communities, but they sometimes have the transferability issues when you start to get to a different set of schools, and so.
I think we have Duquesne, Seton Hill.
Yeah,
Pitt.
we currently have Duquesne, Seton Hill, and Pitt as well. And the community colleges a few years ago, there's always transferability for any of these schools, depending on where you're going and what your major is too. If you are taking a course and that you have college and high school credit, and you need to take a chemistry 1 course or something else for your major, it may not transfer. But there is less issue with transferability in community colleges than there used to be. Due to some agreements that have happened here in Pennsylvania. It's not universal, but it's also not for Pitt, Seton Hill, and Duquesne.
I assume
More
the price
regularly
is
it
more
is.
reasonable for students as well.
It usually is a little bit more reasonable, so.
It's
Yes,
considerably
as
more
someone
reasonable
who-
than actual college credits.
Yes.
Yeah.
Could you repeat the amount?
Mrs. Lynch and I know it's much cheaper than college tuition is
Yeah.
right
Yes,
now.
it is. I think it's a real testament to the work that our high school has done and our educators are doing, that we can offer these courses. To take a 3-credit or a 4-credit college course, even we have a 6-credit college course for $470.
Right.
That's impressive. And the amount of money that it saves our families is great. The opportunities it provides our students to take college credits right in our high school in a little bit more of a sheltered environment where we have access to them in a different way is great. And then they leave with a transcript, which no matter what will never disappear. So I think it's a really exciting opportunity. It is something that the Pennsylvania Department of Education has helped to clear the path for in new ways. And clear some of those transferability, not all, but much, because we know it's an important thing that can help students.
Are there financial aid supports for students whose families that's out of reach of?
Some colleges do have financial aid supports. We as a school district do not at this time. Some colleges do, but that's really college specific, so.
Okay. Yeah, I meant, for these credits. And you said it was $245 to how much? What was that?
Right now, from the list that I was given today, it's $225 is the least expensive course, and $470 is the most expensive course.
Thank you.
Most are around the $235 to $250 range.
Any other questions? Okay, let's
We also still have all of our AP courses as well that have a lower price tag
Yeah.
than that.
Yeah, no, that's excellent. I appreciate that.
Mr. Frank, could you read the legislation and policy items?
Yes, next week, we will be hopefully approving the second reading and the adoption of the following revised policies. Number 234, pregnant, parenting, married students. 247, hazing. 252, dating violence. 317, conduct, disciplinary procedures. 317.1, educator misconduct. 320, freedom of speech by employees, which is a name change only. 626, federal fiscal compliance. 626.1, travel reimbursement, federal programs. Number 914, relations with intermediate unit. Number 917, parent-family involvement. We also will be hopefully approving the first reading of the following revised policies as attached. 006 meetings, 102 academic standards, 105 curriculum, 122 extracurricular activities, 123 interscholastic athletics, and number 918 Title I parent and family engagement.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? No? Okay. Next up, personnel, Ms. Zich.
Yes, next week I'll be moving on the following items. 1, resignation custodial maintenance, the resignation of Benjamin Hilton, 12-month, 8-hour-per-day custodian for appointments educational support. Patricia L. Boyer is approved as a 12-month building secretary at O'Hara Elementary School for custodial maintenance. Dalton J. McKinley is approved as a 10-month, 8-hour-per-day custodial employee for FCASD on a probationary period. Supplemental contract non-athletic, Cassandra Wiles, overnight camp counselor. For item 3, leave custodial maintenance, Joseph Wazaki, 12-month, 8-hour-per-day maintenance employee. For leave replacements, item 4, professional, Diana C. Zhu, DNP, as leave replacement nurse at O'Hara Elementary School, available due to the child-bearing leave of Jacqueline Garcia. We'll have a number of teachers that'll move forward for extra innings teachers at Fairview, Hartwood, Kerr, and O'Hara Elementary School. Item 5B, substitute teachers at Hartwood Elementary School, Clara Barnes, Dina DeBaldo, and O'Hara Elementary, Jennifer Lance. For C, instructional assistants, following individuals are approved for extra innings at Hartwood Elementary School and Kerr Elementary School. Roseanne Liebengood at Hartwood, at Kerr, Colleen Kozak, and O'Hara Elementary School, Leanne Zatola. So I'll be moving all of those 5 items next week.
Thank you. Any questions or comments on those items? Okay, Mr. Good.
Ms.
I
Finley had a
apologize.
question.
Go ahead.
Just a quick question. For the extra innings, the kids, it's usually math and ELA centered. Do they do the math and ELA on the same days, or do they do one day math, one day ELA?
That's a great question. I don't know if Dr. McCommons knows that answer. I don't know the exact schedule of how they parse that
I
out.
wasn't sure if they did both on both days, or if they centered one day for math, one day for ELA.
They normally try to do it on separate days, so they're not feeling taxed for as far as doing both in one day.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Good, operations and cooperative services.
No action is on the agenda.
Okay. And it is time for our second public comment period. We do not have anyone. Fox Chapel Educators Association. No comment? Okay. Board comments. Mr. Frank.
I'd just like to congratulate all our fall sports athletes, their parents, and the coaches, and wish the same success to our winter sport athletes as they begin next week, the winter sports season. And just a thank you to Dr. Railjack. The note that went out to parents listing all the food availability sources was excellent. I heard several comments about that yesterday.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Finley?
I'd just like to continue the congratulations to everyone on their academic and sports accomplishments. Good luck to winter sports as they begin. Please remember your flu shots. And if you feel your child needs help, please don't hesitate to go to your teachers, go to an aide, reach out via email, phone calls. Make sure you're heard and make sure your child gets the best of what they can from this schooling they are going through. You are your own advocate and your own child's advocate. Please make sure that you continue to advocate.
Thank you. Mrs. Lynch?
Just good luck to all of our students tomorrow. All tomorrow.
All tomorrow.
All tomorrow. So, good luck.
Thank you. Dr. Hasselcorn?
Yes, congratulations again to the teams that won their championship at Whitfield last week. And especially the soccer girls, the picture of them in the pouring down rain with their medals, it was absolutely triumphant. It was really awesome to see that. Also, thank you to the school counselors who I know are working hard right now to ease some anxiety with a lot of our families around where they're getting their next meal. And I was helping out with Backpack for Hunger this morning, and they were complimenting the district staff profusely about how wonderful they've been able to work hand in hand to get, I mean, the numbers are going up with their providing families. So I think we have the right things in place in our community, and I hope that folks will continue to contribute and help out as this gets sorted out.
Thank you. Mr. Hamilton?
Remember to vote tomorrow, if you haven't already.
Thank you. Mrs. Cooper?
Congratulations to the sports teams. How exciting. That sounds very fun. Hopefully you have less rain. Then also just to echo some of the sentiments shared about things going on, I would like to remind everybody that literacy and poverty levels are also very intertwined, just to keep those kind of things on people's minds as hopefully we focus on teaching kids to read and read young. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Zich.
A big thank you to the Rotary again for the Peace Bowls. I know it's, they're actually lovely. I happened upon one and outside my son's school, and it was delightful and very reassuring in these times. Also, the Boo Bash really was spectacular and overwhelming in the best way. It was like a show of incredible might on the part of our students and our community for showing up even with the rain. And then last, I'll say, yes, please vote. It's a particularly important election, so don't forget to show up tomorrow, all day, any day. And if you have a mail-in ballot, you cannot mail it, so don't mail it. Please bring it with you to vote in person.
Thank you, Mr. Good.
No comments. Thanks.
All right. Yes, good luck to all of our teams tomorrow. I'm hoping to get to at least one of those games, so good luck to you all. And could I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.